day to all of you out there. Welcome to the program Agenda on Signal TV channels 8 and 250, as well as on facebook.com/OneNewsPH. And you can find us on YouTube. Just type in OneNewsPH. We are on air daily, Mondays to Fridays, and it's now a 1-hour show. We've go back to our regular programming on Signal TV now, or on One News PH. Today is January 13, 2021. It's a Wednesday. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, welcoming you, and we hope you will stick around because we have an assortment of topics to discuss today. First up, we will be speaking with the spokesperson of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, none other than Major General Edgard Arevalo, AFP Spokesperson, regarding the ticklish issue. Kumbaga, may tampuhang nangyayari o magkakatampuhan na yata involving the 9 police officers who basically killed, medyo, I don't know what to call it, hindi homicide mukhang ambush. 4 intelligence personnel of the AFP, and after so much expectation and commitment, biglang please release me, let them go. Anyway, we will also speak with Attorney George Garcia, Dean of the Pamangtasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila College of Law, on legal matters. First up, I guess we can discuss with him this matter concerning the constitutional kalikot, the Cha-Cha movement in the Senate. Does he think this is something we should take seriously? And then, of course, also the legal issues regarding the vaccine. Kasi kahapon po, tinanong ko na dun sa ating mga kinaukulan, yung ilang mayor, kung dyan ba sa vaccine na yan, pag in-order ng private sector at nilagay sa kanilang mga empleyado, paano na, magkakaroon ba tayo ng issue regarding liability? Anyway, we will discuss that and other matters. And of course, last but not the least, we'll bring in the new chairman of the Metro Authority, pero he is not a new face. He is relatively a young face, but very experienced, none other than the former mayor of Mandaluyong City. I think he was also former congressman, and he is now the chairman of the MMDA, BENHUR Abalos Jr., yung bata pong Abalos. Okay, so we will discuss with him what's new in the MMDA once Abalos sits down. Okay. In the meantime, let's go to the front page of the Philippine Star. The time is 8:03 a.m. We replay at 5:30. Puntahan natin yung front page ng Philippine Star para sa mga balita. Okay, front page, please. There we go. Okay. City mayors want a say on vaccine selection, according to the League of Cities of the Philippines, or LCP. This, as the palace said, only China-made Sinovac shots are available until June. Ayan ako, yan na po. Kanya nga po pumutok yung issue ng choosy. Please read my column in the Philippine Star opinion section today, where I basically put it down, hindi kami choosy. And why Filipinos are not being choosy, they are just being careful, and that why critics are not enemies of the government. They are simply challenging what could be an erroneous decision or questionable decision. Marami po kasing anggulo. If we have time today, I will mention some of them. Meanwhile, Oxford Economics, a think tank based in the United Kingdom, says slower than expected rollout of vaccines may delay the recovery of global trade this year. Ayan naman po, no? Sabi nga nila, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that the economy is not going to take off in 2021. Whoever forecasted that 2021 will be the year of recovery, baka the year of, tawag nga nito, resuscitation. We will resuscitate the economy, but it will not recover in 2021 kasi hanggang ngayon, wala pa ring vaccine in many parts of the world, and even in the developed countries of the world, issue pa rin yung vaccine and of course mobility. And mind you, vaccine, according to what I read this morning, is only good for 1 year. 1 year validity lang po yan. Pagkatapos ng 1 year, kailangan magpa-inoculate kayo. Okay. Octa Research has monitored an upward trend in COVID-19 cases, and as such, the group is warning local government units to prepare for a surge. Maghanda na kayo. Ngayon, pagbabayaran ng ilan yung kanilang panandaliang ligaya nung Pasko at Bagong Taon. Ngayon, ay sisingilin na tayo ni COVID. Okay. Still related to the pandemic, the Philippines has issued travel restrictions. Sikat ang Pinas, ano? Tayo na ngayon na nag-i-issue ng travel restrictions to all foreigners coming from China. Ang tagal naman, Pakistan, Jamaica, Luxembourg, and Oman. Dahil daw po yan doon sa COVID-19 variant. 70% more contagious and being kept outside of the Philippines kasi COVID-19 lang, hirap na tayo, yung variant pa. And the Philippine Red Cross, good news, begins its collection of samples from various hospitals to start its pilot saliva testing. Magkakasubukan kasi magandang sistema po niyan. Itong saliva test kit na yan, nakita nyo, ginagamit ni Senator Dick Gordon. Ang maganda po kasi dyan, ang mangyayari niyan, itetest yung laway mo, pagkatapos iswa-swab test ka, pagsasabayin yung test para malaman kung tabla lang sila sa score. Kasi kung tabla sila sa score, tama yung sinabi ni Dick Gordon, mas maganda itong swab test kumpara itong saliva test. Kasi una't-una, hindi na po kailangan na naka-PPE yung magte-test o kukuha ng test sample. Kasi ngayon po, nako, hold-upan blues ang nangyayari sa mga private hospitals. Magpapa-confine ka, sisingilin ka 5 PPE, 1,000 kada isa. Pagkatapos, yung pala, hindi naman ikaw lang ang pasyente, ang dami. Kumbaga, pinagkakakitahan po ngayon yung PPE na yan. So, sabi ni Senator Gordon, sa saliva test, hindi mo na kailangan ng PPE. Pangalawa, mas mura. Pangatlo, mas mabilis o kasing bilis. Depende sa lugar. Anyway, in other news, House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco vows there will be no talks of postponing the 2022 elections in the midst of push for charter change. Okay, pero nakita ko doon sa Facebook, parang may binubuong grupo raw si Congressman Alan Cayetano, pangkontra dito sa grupo ni Bella. Tawag BTS, ewan ko, nagwawala yung aming Arbic Tolentino sa team agenda. Huwag pakialaman ng BTS. Okay. And the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, has filed graft charges against former PhilHealth President and CEO Ricardo Morales and 13 others over the Interim Reimbursement Mechanism or IRM Fund. Nako, interesting po yan kung magpro-prosper yung kaso na yan kasi po may mga nakausap ako talagang kumbaga naiintindihan yung Interim Reimbursement Mechanism, etc. pati yung proseso ng PhilHealth. And they have told me, or at least one person in particular told me, Sir, maganda ho yung interim reimbursement program na yan. Kasi nakaparada na yung pera. Gagastusin at gagastusin, sisingil at sisingilin din naman yan. Mabuti na yung naka-ready doon para yung red tape, yung paperwork, yung delay ay mababawasan para hindi nangyari katulad yung nangyari sa Red Cross. Na baon sa utang o natagalan kasi wala nang IRM, hindi na pinaparada, mag-file ka ng claim. So ngayon, nagkautang-utang yung PhilHealth sa Red Cross. Ang problema lang naman daw dyan sa IRM, hindi yung konsepto. Ang problema daw, yung namadali. Kasi kumbaga, nagpanic tayo, nag-COVID tayo, may crisis, kanya na madali. Alam ninyo, natabunan ng press release at saka politiko. Okay, so tayo po ay moving on na. Puntahan na natin yung ating first topic, no? Kasi ito po yung recap. On January 2, the Armed Forces of the Philippines welcomed the PNP's dismissal of 9 police officers involved in the JOLO Sulu shooting incident that left 4 Army intelligence soldiers dead back in June of last year. On January 4, the DOJ indicted the 9 police officers for murder and planting of evidence over the fatal shooting of the 4 soldiers. At last week's indictment, Justice Secretary Guevara had directed Prosecutor General Malcontento, okay na pangalan, Malcontento, to secure the warrants for the 9 accused. Okay, ano po nangyari? Imbis na dyan muna kayo at padating na yung warrant, total, pulis naman kayo. Hindi ba? May kaso, hindi na raw pala sila pulis. Kasi dinismiss na kagad sa serbisyo. Para may pang press release, na-dismiss na kagad. Ito na ngayon, ang problema. Na-dismiss, hindi mo pwedeng i-detain kung walang warrant of arrest. Ang problema, hindi po dito sa Metro Manila, yung pinag-uusapan natin, sa Krami. Naando doon na sa Hulo-Sulu. So, ayan, biglang gun is the gun. Tinurn over daw sa kanilang mga kamag-anak ng PNP yung Siyam kasi ayaw nilang makasuhan naman sila ng unlawful arrest or detention. So, let's find out from the spokesperson of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, a regular on agenda, Major General Edgard Arevalo. Sir, good morning, sir.
Magandang umaga sa iyo, Cito, at sa lahat po ng nakikinig sa atin at nanonood.
Okay.
Magandang umaga.
Okay. Tinagalog mo na ako. Di tatagalogin din kita. Maligayang bagong taon. Sir, ano ba ang ating kalagayan, sitwasyon dito sa Siyam na pulis na buong akala ng AFP tuloy-tuloy na yung kanilang detention, kaso, warrants of arrest, etc. Mukhang nabulilyaso pa ang ating proseso.
Tama nga po kayo, no? General Gapay, our AFP Chief of Staff, expressed extreme dismay over this development. Tama ka dun sa summary mo kanina, nagpasalamat tayo sa napakaraming mga developments, particular the findings of probable cause, the filing of the cases, and then the dismissal from the service. Kaya lang, pagdating sa dulo, nangyari nga ito na sila pala ay pinakawalan, they were released to their families and their counsels because of the reason na wala nang, kumbaga, authority ang leadership ng Philippine National Police to hold them further in detention. However, as what was expressed by Secretary Guevara, sinabi niya na nagkaroon na sila ng coordination, na nakiusap sa Philippine National Police leadership na kumari, wag mo nang i-release because of the pendency of the case. Remember, the case has been filed online noong January 4 pa. At syempre, now that the case has been filed before the courts, ang korte naman ngayon ang kailangang tumingin ng probable cause for the issuance naman this time of the needed warrant of arrest. Unfortunately, hindi nga nakapag-issue ang RTC ng Hulo. At ayon sa aking huling impormasyon, the case has been raffled off Monday, I understand, at it fell on the sala of RTC Branch 3 of Jolo. So from there, naghihintay na naman tayo until the court so decides and sees probable cause and warrant of arrest will be issued. Magkaganon man, matamang iniintay, and our Chief of Staff is monitoring these developments, and our commitment remains sa mga makakaanak nitong mga napatay na mga sundalong ito, na hindi tayo titigil, hindi tayo hihinto sa ating pagsisikap. Hindi lamang na ma-file ng kaso at mauwi ito sa trial, kundi magpahanggang sa dulo kung saan inaasahan natin na magkakaroon ng conviction laban dito sa mga nabanggit nating mga miyembro ng PNP na siyang pinaghihinalaan sa pagpatay dito sa 4 na miyembro ng Armed Forces of the Philippines na kasalukuyang nagsasagawa ng kanilang anti-terrorism mission at the time that they were killed in downtown Jolo.
Okay, General, medyo pagpasensya, no, please be patient with me because there's so many angles to this case, no. Number one, in the military, what is your practice if a mirror incident happened? Kasi dito, ora-orada dinismiss nila. Kung hindi sana dinismiss yan at kinonfine muna, dinetain muna until the proper charges were filed, until the court so decided. Kasi parang ang thinking ko, teka, iniimbestigahan kayo, may sabit kayo, dyan muna kayo sa kampo, walang gagalaw. Pero dito, dahil dinismiss ora-orada, I don't want to use the term, pero it's very graphic description, mabilis ang na-dismiss, parang naghugas kamay na yung PNP, wala na silang control doon sa mga suspects. In the AFP, do you do the same thing na pag may ganyang questionable case or involvement in a such case, dinidismiss ba nyo kagad or hindi, lagay mo muna yun, put him in the brig?
Well, sa ganang Armed Forces of the Philippines, ganun po ang ating gagawin. Pangunahin, kung meron silang kasong hinaharap, we are governed by the so-called Articles of War, and all military personnel are subject to military law. That's why immediately meron tayong pag-iimbestiga kagad kung meron silang na-violate under the Articles of War. At kung meron silang naging kasalanan sa Articles of War, particular ang madalas nagagamit kaagad yan, yung kung walang particular na makita is kung official yan, is conduct unbecoming of an officer na gentleman. Kung ikaw naman ay enlisted personnel and officer, mas encompassing yung sinasabing committing acts prejudicial to good order and military discipline. Pag may ganitong kaso at naumpisahan na sila na dinggin ang kanilang kaso, kahit pa sila ay ma-dismiss sa serbisyo for another ground, so long as hindi pa natatapos yung kanilang court-martial proceedings, pwede po natin silang i-hold in detention.
Okay. Ngayon, yung second angle na I want to clarify because everybody has been focusing on the murder or homicide or whatever you want to call it, Pero what about the angle na bakit sila pinatay? Kasi parang alam mo, there's always been this talk that some lawless elements, rebel elements have managed to penetrate our law enforcement, military. Oops, nawala si General. Tatanong ko kasi ang lagi napapag-usapan yung pagpatay doon sa 4 na intelligence officer. Pero parang hindi lumalabas talaga sa anumang nabasa ko, nadinig ko, ay kung bakit pinatay. Ano ba yung motive? Does it have anything to do with intelligence? Isa ba o dalawa ba doon sa mga taong, yung mga pulis na nakasuhan? May personal grudge ba? Or baka naman may kulay na yung kanilang pag-iisip at kanilang paniniwala? I don't know. We will find out from General, if General Arevalo, if we can reconnect with him. Kasi ayun po yung issue dyan Parang medyo, this is not a cut and dry case where, somebody shot somebody and you go to jail, no? This involves 9 police officers who basically shot gun down 4 intelligence personnel of the armed forces. Di bali man lang sana kung yung kung may nag-away-away kayo pero tapos tinaniman pa raw ng ebidensya. So we will have to figure this out in the future. I don't know if General Arevalo will be able to reconnect, but we certainly believe it's worth pursuing, because that's the question that was never answered. Why did these policemen kill those intelligence personnel? Kabaro, sabi nga nila in the jargon of the law enforcers, kabaro siya. Bakit pinatay? Meron ba doon sa mga siyam na baka naman rebelde in reality pero nagpulis-pulisa na lang? Alam nyo, hulo-sulo po yan, not to be judgmental, pero doon nga daw po pagdating ng alas 6 hindi na lumalabas yung ibang kaibigan ko kasi you don't know who is friend or foe once darkness comes. In any case, we'll go for a quick break, and when we return, either we reconnect with General Arevalo or we move on to our next guest, the Dean of the College of Law of the Pamantasan ng Maynila, si Dean George Garcia. Pag-usapan din natin ito. Okay, we'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, we're back here on Agenda. Let's give Major General Edgard Arevalo another try to find out about the motive, kung meron. General, ano ba, quickly na lang, has anyone figured out bakit sila pinatay? Okay, I don't know if I think I'm so sorry.
Well,
yeah,
it
there.
is still a matter of being investigated. As a matter of fact, yun pong ating AFP Inspector General has already coordinated with his counterparts sa Philippine National Police. At yan ang magpahanggang. Hello.
Okay, yun. So you're still investigating, and sana po malaman namin kung may angulo on ideology. Kasi yun po yung pinangangamba natin dyan. Bakit mo papatayin yung kabaro mo? Kung hindi yan personalan, babae, pera, ideology, General.
Tama po yan. Yan po ang kasama sa ating iniimbestigahan sapagkat gusto nating malaman. Sapagkat hindi lang naman dito ito dapat matuon at matapos. Lagi nating sinasabi, the Philippine National Police as an important partner, as a fellow security force in the country. So kailangan maganda ang ating koordinasyon, and in many instances naman maganda ang ating pagtutulungan at partnership with the PNP. Kaya lang may mga nangyayaring ang unfortunate incidents na kagaya nito, na ang ating hangarin is after all these things have been filed, hindi na natin nga bibitiwan hanggang hindi magkaroon ng hustisya sa pagkapatay ng mga sundalong ito. But moving forward, kailangan magkaroon at ma-review namin yung aming mga techniques, tactics, and procedures. Ma-review namin yung mga coordination na methodologies and practice. Ating masiguro na sa susunod, hindi na mangyari itong ganitong malungkot at masakit na insidente.
Okay, thank you very much, Major General Arevalo, and we continue to support the AFP. We believe in what you guys are doing. We thank you and all of our uniformed personnel for the services they do for the country. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Cito. Just a very important point na gusto naming bigyang din ni General Gapay. We are not going to put our vigilance down dito sa kasong ito. Nagkaroon ng turn ang events sa pagka-release nila, but we were saying we're going to continue to monitor and make appropriate coordinations with other agencies of government para maituloy pa rin natin itong kasong ito. Like with the DOJ, as we heard, nag-file na sila ng whole departure order, at ang kasunod na nito ay ang pagpa-follow up para sa paglalabas ng warrant. Hindi tayo titigil hanggang ang hustisya hindi masilbi sa sitwasyong ito, at ating ina-assure yung mga kamag-anak na hindi natin titigilan ang kasong ito at patuloy tayong magbibigay ng assistance sa kanila, at higit sa lahat sa mga kasamahan namin mismo sa Armed Forces of the Philippines na hindi tayo pababayaan ng leadership ng AFP. Pag tinutupad natin ang ating tungkulin, kagaya sa pangyayaring ito, they were an anti-terrorism mission. When they were killed, sinasabi po ng ating leadership ng AFP, hindi natin pababayaan ang ating mga sundalo at ang kanilang mga pamilya. Kung meron mang masakit na pangyayaring kagaya nito, ay hindi tayo titigil hanggang hindi natin nabibigyang hustisya at ang karampatang benepisyo at tulong ay maibigay sa mga kaanak at naiwan itong ating mga nasawing sundalo. Maraming salamat, Cito. On behalf of General Gapay, our AFP Chief of Staff, thank you for your usual support to your armed forces. Mabuhay po. Magandang umaga.
Okay, God bless all of you. And ladies and gentlemen, that's General Edgard Arevalo, spokesperson of the AFP. From there, let's move forward to the Dean of the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila College of Law, Attorney George Garcia, one of our favorites here on agenda. Attorney George, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Cito. At sa mga kababayan natin, magandang umaga po.
Okay, nadinig mo naman siguro yung discussion namin ni General Arevalo. Nagtataka lang ako dun yung doon sa nangyari sa mga kapulisan na suspects. Bakit dinismiss na sila kagad? Alam naman ng PNP leadership na may mainit na kaso. Kumbaga they have commitments to the AFP regarding that. Do you have any opinion on that point?
Kasi ayaw kong bigyan ng ill motive yung nangyari yon. Baka may mga strategies, baka alam mo na, may mga usapan, Sir Cito. Ang sa akin lamang kasi, alam mo, sa ating criminal justice system, lagi merong mga butas kasi na pwede mong ma-avail ng abogado, ng isang partido, ng isang akusado, para lamang kahit paano makalaya muna pansamantala. Alam mo, ang magiging problema dito, sure ako na ang final nila, Sir Cito, sa korte ngayon ay motion for judicial determination of probable cause. Ano ibig sabihin, Sir Cito? So habang dinedetermine yun ng korte, in the meantime, hindi pa sila talaga akusado sa korte. Meaning, alamin pa talaga bang may probable cause laban sa kanila base sa determination ng court. Pag nagkaganon, Sir Cito, in the meantime, laya muna sila. Lalo pat wala na sila sa kustodiya ng Philippine National Police. Kung yun po ay strategy o nagkamali na move o lack of proper coordination, ayaw ko magbigay ng konklusyon, pero ang sinasabi ko po, Sir Cito, yan po isang learning lesson lahat sa atin. Lalo na't may criminal cases, Sir Cito, maganda po talaga. Kung kakayanin lang natin, meron din po tayong private prosecutors. Hindi naman sa wala tayong tiwala sa ating mga magagaling na mga prosecutors, mga fiscals ng ating pamahalaan. Pero kung may private prosecutors kasi tayo, yung bang mga abogadong magre-representa ng ating sariling interes doon sa kaso, yung mga namatayan, halimbawa pati ang armed forces, merong, Sir Cito, taga-Kalabet, merong ibang taga-pansin do sa mga bagay na maaaring hindi napapansin ng public prosecutors dahil madami rin silang ginagawa para medyo nasasabihan, sir, parang medyo may kulang na ganito. Baka po kasi gawin yung ganito.
Naku.
Sana po may ganito.
Nako, nakakatakot yung suggestion mo yan, yung tiga-Kalabit na private prosecutor. Baka hindi mo alam kung ilan, 40 na ba yun, 80 na ba yun, napatay na mga abogado sa Pilipinas na nag-pre-representa ng mga kung ano-anong interest. I don't care about their politics, but been a lot of lawyer skill. But going back to the topic, kasi okay, your men have been involved yung sa PNP, no? The PNP officers were involved na in the case, pero parang dinismiss na kagad. Ano ba yun? Tama ba yun? Or is that another learning point for our congressmen to correct? Kasi parang may kaso, dinismiss mo, di siyempre wala ka ng control dyan.
Makakalaya na pati kung nasa kustodiya mo yon. So
Correct.
siguro yun yung isang loophole, magandang tingnan natin yon. Pero alam mo kasi Sir Cito, bigla na namang ipapasok yung constitutional right to presumption of innocence. Yan lagi ipapasok na whether you are a uniformed personnel, you are a member of the military or the Philippine National Police, just the same, you're entitled to be presumed innocent until proven guilty.
No, I have no issue with that, Dean. But my point is, if you are not dismissed, then you are subject to the custody of the PNP. So dapat ganun ang
Dapat yan, Sir
procedure.
Cito, palagay ko dapat yan, tama ang pinupunto mo, dapat yan, hindi nga kinakailangan ng batas dyan eh. Dapat yan, internal procedure na lang within the organization, within the institution. Na kapag may case ka, lalo't criminal case, hindi ka muna yung iyong administrative case. In the meantime, suspend muna natin so that we still have full custody on your person. Kasi nga, pag dismiss ka namin, palalayain ka na rin namin, and therefore, mawawala na as far as the institution is concerned, wala na kaming custody sa'yo. Maganda po talaga i-establish yan within the institution. Kung hindi na kinakailangan po ng batas, institution na kinakailangan nga po, procedure na lang within the Philippine National Police.
Ayun. Okay. Anyway, moving on to another topic, Dean George, itong constitutional kalikot movement na naman sa Senado. Honestly,
Sa House.
Sa House.
Opo.
Yeah, do you honestly believe that it is a sincere, earnest effort? Or ano ito, galaw ng mga hito na ginugulo lang yung putik?
Alam niyo po, pagka po kasi pumasok na ang politika, mababaliwala lahat ng everything that is legal. So ito ba ay timely, ito ba ay kalikot na meritorious, o ito ba ay kalikot na may panggugulo lang, nawawala tayo sa proper attention sa dapat na mga problema. Sa akin po kasing palagay, pagka politika, hindi mo pwedeng questionin, Sir Cito eh. Discretion nila yan eh. It's a political question. Kahit ang Supreme Court, irerespeto yan, kapangyarihan yan ng Kongreso. Ang sinasabi lang natin, tama ba yung timing? Lagi po, kahit kayo, nasusulat nyo na yan ever since. Dapat po kasi talaga, kung magbabago ka ng saligang batas, pagbabago, pagsususog, dapat sana sa beginning ng term para po mas malawak ang diskusyon, at least nakafocus sa ibang issue, at maganda po hindi Kongreso ang magbabago ng saligang batas o magsususog ng pagbabago. Kung talagang may intention tayong baguhin, hindi lamang o kalikutin, sabi nyo nga Sir Cito, ang isang provision o madaming provision, maganda po Constitutional Convention para po elected ng tao. Pag po kasi Kongreso ang nagbago, with all due respect to our well-meaning congressmen and senators, pag po kasi ang mga members of Congress ang kumalikot, Sir Cito, lagi pong may suspect o merong pagdududa. Teka muna, lalo pat gagalawin mo sa panahon na next year election na. Hindi po maiiwasan lagi. Kasi po, ang dami na nating karanasan. Ilang administrasyon na ang laging attempt ay baguhin ang saligang batas under the guise of the so-called economic provision. Kasi may problema kasi sa economic provision, walang investor na pumapasok sa atin. Tapos ginagawa po, ilang buwan na lang bago ang eleksyon. Pagka po ganoon, hindi po makakakuha kasi ng suporta ng mamamayan. Ang pagsususog ng pagbabago sa saligang batas ay dapat laging may suporta ng mamamayan na sa bandang huli, ito kasing konstitusyon ang kanilang kontrata sa gobyerno.
Mhm. So lumalabas, kumbaga, last 2 minutes, liyamado ang kalaban, ang gusto mong gawin ay ma-overtime, so dribble ka ng dribble, pagkatapos babalasahin mo yung Constitution. But in any case, okay, legally speaking, okay, or academically speaking, may batayan ba? Is there really enough reason or an overwhelming reason to even mess around with the Constitution? Kasi parang marami akong congressman na na-interview dito sa programa, sinasabi sa akin, Cito, many of these problems regarding investments, economics, business, it's just a matter of law or presidential decree, whichever works or is available. Kasi katulad nitong pandemic, technically speaking, dapat ang mga vaccine dadaan sa FDA, dapat dadaan sa masusing pag-aaral, pero by a signature, sabi, hindi, pwede na yung emergency use authorization. What say you?
Sa Constitution po natin sa Article 17 on amendments and revision of the Constitution, wala naman po nakalagay kung ano yung pwede mong baguhin, kailan mo dapat baguhin, wala namang parameters maliban sa yung mga certain limitations na nakalagay muna, Sir Cito, doon sa mismong provision ng saligang batas. Now, meron ba talagang mga provision ng ating present Constitution, 1987 pa po kasi yan eh. Meron ba talagang sa palagay natin ay medyo dapat talagang baguhin? Ako po naniniwala sa aking pag-aaral, pagtuturo na napakatagal na rin ng ating po saligang batas. Napakadami po talagang dapat baguhin kasi nga po ito po yan isang saligang batas na ginawa matapos ang pagtatanggal ng isang administrasyon, and therefore para bang ito ay isang saligang batas to prevent the happening of what happened before the passage of this Constitution. So dapat po kasi ang saligang batas mo hindi lamang yung pang kasalukuyan kung hindi pang hinaharap. So madaming dapat baguhin. For example po, okay, economic provision. Yung economic provision, Sir Tito, 60-40, yan po kasi hindi pwedeng basta batas lang. Kinakailangan talaga nakalagay sa Constitution. And therefore, kung gusto mong baguhin, sabihin mo ng 50-50 na lang, 50 foreign, 50 Filipinos, kinakailangan pong magkaroon ng pagsususog ng Constitution dahil nakalagay sa saligang batas in certain parts of the economy, 60-40. So, Constitution yan. Yung sinasabing, ay, dapat i-abolish na yung party list system na yan. Abay, talaga dapat magkaroon ng constitutional amendment dahil bakit? Nakalagay po kasi sa Constitution under Article 6, Section 5, na sa composition ng House of Representatives, 20% doon ay miyembro ng party list system of representation of those who are marginalized and underrepresented. So, I honestly believe naman, from the point of view of law and from the academic point of view, that really there should be a need to amend the Constitution on these matters. Yung timing lang at saka yung pamamaraan lang o paraan lang ng pagbabago ang medyo questionable, Sir Cito. Kasi
But Dean, is there really a need to attack the party list provision in the Constitution, or is it actually a failure on the part of the COMELEC and ewan ko, hindi naman ako naninisi, no? Kasi naisip ko lang, ang COMELEC lang talaga ang pwedeng tumingin dyan sa mga party list na yan. Meron pa bang ibang body na dapat din masisi kung bakit yung party list naging fake news list? Kumbaga, puro peke, party list kuno.
kung gusto mong mawala na ang party list system, baguhin mo ang saligang batas. Kung gusto mong baguhin kung paano na-accredit ang party list, paano nakakapasok yung mga hindi namang karapat-dapat sa party list, number one, baguhin natin yung batas. Hindi mo kinakailangang baguhin o tanggalin yung provision ng saligang batas. Yung batas lang, yung Republic Act 7941, yan po yung batas na nagpapatupad ng party list law sa ating bansa. So baguhin mo yon. Modify mo yun. Lagi ko nga sinasabi, ang dami ko nang pinropose, baguhin po natin yun. Kasi, Sir Cito, halimbawa, nag-focus tayo sa party list. Sabi natin, marginalized and underrepresented. Tanungin ko nga po, sino ba talaga ngayon ang magsasaka dyan sa Kongreso? Sino ba ang fisher folks dyan sa Kongreso? Sino ang PWD veterans sa ating pong Kongreso? Technically, wala nga but these are the marginalized and the underrepresented sectors. Now, bakit po wala silang representation? baka may problema sa batas, hindi yung konstitusyon. Baka batas ang may problema dahil yung batas ay nag-aalaw ng pagpasok ng mga hindi naman marginalized or underrepresented sector. Or number two, baka din naman yung nagpapatupad such as the COMELEC is allowing these individuals, groups, or certain sectors na abusuhin yung ating yan.
You are a very kind, very circumspect agent of the law or an office of the court. So I respect na mahinahon ka magsalita. Pero hello naman, dito lang sa Pilipinas, pwede kang bumili ng party list. Oh, number one, dito lang sa Pilipinas, gobyerno mismo may party list. Parang sabi ko, anak ng ewan, ano ba naman tong sistema na ito? So, going back to our pasensya ka na, I just want people to know. I want people to understand that, bakit kailangan bigyan nila ng pansin to. Kasi, common knowledge naman yun May isang party list nagkabentahan Binili ng isang grupo yung party list. Number two, itong dalawang party list, party list ng gobyerno. Now, you pointed out that hindi na kailangan baguhin yung konstitusyon. Kung party list lang ang pinag-uusapan, tama yung punto ko na batas lang ang baguhin.
Tama po. Tama po yan, Sir Cito. Batas talagang baguhin. Siguraduhin natin na una, mapapatibay natin ang party list system. Number one. Number two, talagang ito ay malaan sa marginalized and underrepresented. Yung kukunti na nga sila, weak na nga sila yung grupo nila tapos wala pa silang boses sa Kongreso. Hindi yung sila na yung mga matatapang at sila na yung mga matitibay at strong and wealthy in our society. Sila pa yung nasa Kongreso. So kinakailangan sa marginalized and underrepresented. By a law.
Sila yung mambabatas, sila pa yung nambubutas ng batas. Okay. Ako na, I'm calling it, Dean, kasi, I'm a frustrated lawyer, I'm a frustrated veterinarian. So, pagdating sa batas, pinapahalagahan ko yan kasi yan lang ang pinanghahawakan natin para pagtanggol yung karapatan ng mga mahirap at ng mga wala sa buhay. In any case, thank you very much, Dean, at hayaan mo, dadalas-dalasan ko ang kakulitan ko sa iyo kasi marami kang nalilinaw para sa amin. At least today, we've clarified 2 points. The authority should not immediately be dismissing or removing personnel from the service, particularly if they are involved in high crime or heinous crime. Para pag sila ay ite-turn over muna sila bago sila i-dismiss sa serbisyo. I think that's a good suggestion, Dean.
Yeah, tama po kayo, Sir Cito. At sana pa madami pa tayong titingnan kasi ang justice system po hindi lamang para sa mga biktima rin, kung hindi para din naman yan sa mga akusado. Anong malay niyo, madami rin pala naman tayong nakakaligtaan na proseso na unfair din para sa ating mga akusado. Madami naman.
Nako, huwag ka nang lumayo din. Yun lang 11 napagbintangan do sa Dasera case. Nako, yun pag-usapan natin one of these days. In any case, pag meron ka rin gustong pag-usapan, please tawagan mo lang kami at nakakatuwang makahuntahan ka sa programa because maraming natututunan ng tao. I'm looking forward to our next conversation, Dean.
Yes, Sir Cito, maraming salamat at sa mga kababayan natin, lagi po kayong makikinig at manunod sa ating pong programang Agenda.
Ay, thank you very much. Okay, ayan po mga kaibigan, si Dean and Attorney George Garcia ng pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila College of Law. One of the reasons we like speaking with Dean Garcia, kasi siya hindi siya wala siyang kulay. Pag nag-discuss siya, he speaks within the context of the law. And yun, nadinig nyo, sinabi niya na pati rin naman yung mga akusado, may mga karapatan at may mga bagay-bagay na dapat din natin mapag-usapan. Okay, so we will do that in the near future, hopefully, kasi hindi pa po tapos yung Dasera case. Bagamat na nalibing na yung kawawang bata na si Christine, medyo tutuloy pa rin yung kaso kasi ito yung problema dyan. Alam nyo, parang nagdurugo yung puso ng mga magulang o ng nanay. Ang masaklap dito, baka mamaya mo pagdating ng panahon lalabas na lumaki lang yung sitwasyon, umiinit yung sitwasyon dahil may mga nagmadali at naging pabaya. Okay, we will go for a quick break, and when we return, ay puntahan naman po natin ang bago kapit-apitagang kapogi-pogi na chairman ng MMDA, si BENHUR Abalos Jr. Okay, you're back here on Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, and let's move on to our next interview. We have with us the new MMDA chairman, BENHUR Abalos Jr. Chairman, di ko akalaing tatawagin ko kayong chairman. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me, Cito?
Yes, sir. I can hear you
Kasi
loud
kanina nag-i-stutter kanina eh. Yung chairman, medyo naninibago ako kasi usually daddy ko eh. Para akong tumanda, kaya sabi ko, Dad, pwede ba chair boy na lang? In any case, Cito, it's good seeing you again, sir. No? I mean, nung mayor ako almost 15 years ago na nahingi ko yung advice mo. Yeah.
Ay nako, mukhang nagpagupit ka na rin kasi nahuli kita na sila yan, medyo longish pa yung buhok mo, napilitan ka magpagupit, sir, ano? In any case, Chairman, Chairboy Abalos, pwede naman, may Teddy Boy looks di may Chairboy Abalos. In any case, paano nangyari? Kasi a lot of people were wondering, bakit kinuha ni Mayor yung posisyon na yun? Hindi pa ba siya sawa sa sakit ng ulo? And you know that the position you accepted is not a walk in the park.
Yeah. Well, alam mo, Cito, kasi maraming problema. We know the Charter of MMDA. It's basically coordination of the basic needs of the metropolis. It's flooding, it's solid waste management, no? And of course, traffic specifically, no? Pero aside from that, meron din naman sinasabi na you coordinate. At ngayon ang role niya, one of its bigger role right now, is coordination with the mayors with reference to the pandemic. Last July, nagkasakit po ang nanay at tatay ko and they were admitted to the hospital, sa ICU particularly. My mom has this dementia, ang mami ko po. No? So, nakiusap ako sa doktor, baka pwedeng samahan ko. And I was in the ICU for 1 month. Tinamaan din ako roon, Cito. Nagka-COVID din ako sa loob mismo ng ospital. But unfortunately, since July up to now, my mom is still in the hospital. No? Nagka-stroke. So probably this is one of the challenges that, you know, if I could contribute something specifically dito sa pandemic. Alam ko naman yung term ko, it's only maiklian lang to eh. Matatapos na rin ng presidente. I'm coterminous with him, but whatever things I could do. But this really motivated me. No? Yung nangyayari ngayon sa lahat. And I think as long as people know that you've tried your best, talagang insurmountable. Problema talaga yan. Alam mo, paglabas mo ng bahay, kung minsan, una mo makikita, may traffic pa, yung basura pa. These are the things that everyday talagang problema eh. No? So, sabi ko nga, subukan natin to, no? That is but the primary thing that really motivated me yung nangyari sa pamilya ko, Cito.
Okay, now pag hindi pa mainit yung upuan mo, you have not even warmed your seat. Immediately some foreign group rates the Philippines as the 9th worst place for traffic. But my question is, in your mind, with your experience, with your father's experience, you know, it's easy to think, yeah, traffic. but is traffic the biggest single problem of Metro Manila? Or is there an even more important problem that you want to focus on?
Well, actually, if we're going to look at these three things, particularly flooding, particularly traffic, no, or even solid waste, it all boils down to urban planning po eh. We've got the local government code. It provides that each cities or local government unit must have autonomy. No? Sa Kalakang Maynila, 17 po yan. May kanya-kanyang autonomya, may kanya-kanyang kapangyarihan, no? May kanya-kanyang konsihal na gumagawa ng batas. MMDA cannot enact any law. No? In fact, ang kanya-kanyang LGU may kanya-kanyang urban planner. Sabi ko nga, I've talked with the team kahapon, baka pwedeng patawag namin yung urban planning ng mga planner ng lahat ng LGU so that, you know, we could harmonize everything. Kasi nga, maganda yung nangyari ngayon sa pandemic, isa lang ang boses ng mga mayors eh. Curfew, isa lang ang botohan nila, no? They were able to unify. So in this respect, no, traffic, flooding, ano, kung mai-harmonize na namin, tignan natin. For example, ang bike lane, just one example. EDSA is talagang puro sasakyan yan. To have a bike lane there is ideal, but it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. Kagabi nga, I was also with a show there. It was suggested that Mayor strengthen mo yung contiguous area, yung katabi, yung mga parallel areas, no? So that they could really work on that. So we will work now on the boundaries of this local government unit so that may continuity yung rota, the event. So yung pong sinasabi kong harmony of everything of the urban planning, sir.
Okay, kasi nung sinabi mo yung mga concern about waste management, zoning, at saka traffic, parang pag inisip ko talaga ng husto, ang problema natin, disiplina and accountability. Will we see a tougher MMDA? Kasi mukhang doon naman patungo eh. Yung MMDA, as you pointed out, it is now one voice as far as the mayors are concerned. One decision, one announcement, which is great. Now, ang hindi pa natin nadidinig is a position on discipline. Discipline for all. Kasi sa pakita ko, sa tingin ko, baka pag hinigpitan na natin yung mga basura, yung traffic, medyo titino. Kasi tumitino naman tayo. Meron na tayong bus lane, napaganda naman yung flow, etc.
Well, actually, sa kahapon po, I gave a press conference. At the end of my speech, I told them, masikano kagaling ang sinong pinuno o ang sinong institusyon, maganda plano. It all boils down to attitude, ang ugali ng tao. Maski pumunta ka sa ibang lugar na maayos, it's the people themselves. Eh. Even without the law, pipila yan ng tama, walang sisingit yan eh. Tatapon yan. Yung mga iba, imbis na itapos sa basura at walang basura, lalagay sa bulsa nila eh. No? So that is also what I intend to do. Kung ano sabihin ng batas, gagawin natin yan. At kahapon din, kamitin ko yung team namin, sinasabi nila sa akin, ano ba nangyayari? Tanggal tayo ng tanggal ng mga lugar. Pagkatapos bumabalik lang. Anong ginagawa ng mga barangay captains? Anong ginagawa ng mga opisyalis na dapat sila manatili? It's not all MMDA here. Hindi tayo yung magtatanggal lang always. No? So you take pictures and then we write letters to the ILG, to the ombudsman, kasuhan na natin. Let's suspend this, Kasi hindi naman po pwedeng ganon, no? So there must be order here. Pinapasok ko po ito dahil alam ko ang papel ko, alam ko responsibility ko, alam ko yung hamon. At the same time, hindi lang po MMDA. There are other government officials na may katungkulan din po, no? And again, tama po rin po kayo, no? At the end of the day, it is all about attitude. Discipline and responsibility ng bawat isa. Not only traffic, not only garbage, not only flooding. Pero pandemic na lang, simpleng-simple ito eh, di ba? If everyone lang na, mag-face mask, mag-alcohol, maski wala pang bakuna, talaga bababa ang kaso eh. Talagang iiwas ka eh. No? If everyone will just do this, ganun lang kasimple eh. So it's really attitude.
Okay, now, last two questions na lang para
Yes, sir.
madalian. you spoke about autonomy of the 17 cities and one municipality. Autonomy is good, but autonomy must also have accountability. And ako po, siguro yung isang baliw lang, nag-iisang baliw sa Pilipinas na pukpok ng pukpok na gawing governor of Metro Manila yung MMDA chairman. Kasi hindi nga pwede na yung MMDA tiga-gawa, tiga-sunod, pero wala namang karapatan, walang puwersa. Kumbaga, ticket lang ang puwersa ninyo. What's your view on creating the position of Metro Manila Governor so that there is also accountability among equals?
Well, nung ginawa po ito, it used to be Metro Manila Authority and then it devolved to MMDA. No? Kung maalala, part ang Metro Manila, even Mandaluyong, part of the Rizal Province. No? So, kinarve out po ito. Tapos usually nag-evolve. Depende po kasi, alam nyo, bawat panahon may kanya-kanyang pangangailangan. At that time, sabi nila, basura lang ito, ganyan. Kaya ang ginawa po nila, ginawa lang nila, sige, kuha muna tayo ng manager. No? Sila, Mel Mathay pa nung araw nun. Alam nyo po. No? So, nagde-devolve ngayon. Pero sa tagal ng panahon, no, kausap ko nga po dati si Chairman Bayani Fernando, kausap ko ang daddy ko rin, no, talagang we are powerless. We just coordinate. But people expect so much from you. For example, sabihin nila, may nakapagkasunduan kami sa council, napagbotohan ng mayor, but they cannot implement it. Why? Because each of them have their own autonomy. Meron silang mga konsihal. Sa konsihal nila yung gumagawa ng batas. The mayors are not elected to make a law. No, the most that they could do is make a resolution, and this resolution bibigay nila sa kanya konsihal nila for their own councils now to make a law. Yung sinasabi mo, Cito, for me, siguro habang nag-evolve, nakikita natin yung kakulangan And this is also an observation of mine, no, sa ngayon, no. Tingin ko, it has reached a point na kailangan na pag-aralan ulit, no. Kung kailangan pang, aside from what is happening right now with the setup of MMDA, kailangan i-evolve na rin ito and make it into a more powerful entity para namang may bosses din.
Nako, magkakasundo tayo dyan, Chairman, Chairboy, at saka i-push natin. No, because a lot of people resistant because of the Marcos experience. But, it was a good idea, it was a good concept, and just politicized. Hindi po pwedeng ganyan na puro utos, puro batiko sa MMDA, pero kayo walang karapatan. Last question ko na lang, related to that. Ano yung puro utos? Yes, paano mo papalagan ngayon si Mayor ng Mandaluyong? Nagtatanong lang po.
Baka lokohan lang naman Cito. Dati ako after kasi pagkatapos ko maging mayor, siya naging mayor, nagtuturo po ako sa NCPAG, nagle-lecture ako sa lecturer po ako Sabi niya sa akin, BENHUR, mayor ako, stay at home. Sabi niya gano'n, lockdown ka muna. Ngayon niloko ko, BENHUR, Menchi, paano yan? Chairman na ako, ikaw naman na stay at home. No? So naglolokohan na kami, pero of course, boss ko pa rin po yun.
Okay, well, I have to say, I admire her performance in Mandaluyong. Kahit ano-anong indulto inabot niya, na they have overcome sunog, COVID, etc. tuloy-tuloy. In any case, Mayor, Chairman, Chairboy, congratulations on your new position. I sincerely pray that the Lord will bless every undertaking you have, that you will have the support of godly men and women, not just in the MMDA, but all over Metro Manila, and that peace will precede you as you make changes and introduce the necessary discipline in Metro Manila. Thank you for being courageous enough to take that job.
Thank you, Cito, and thank you to the viewers of Agenda. It's been a long time seeing you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Chairman. Okay, yan po, si MMDA Chairman BENHUR Abalos Jr. Alam niyo po, very quiet si BENHUR Abalos in the past few months, years. But, truth be told, marami na po silang pinagdaanan na pagsubok personal. It is the kind of trial and tribulation that changes you, that molds you, that makes you wiser, stronger. And I'm just believing that all the difficulty that he has faced, particularly with his parents, his mother, having dementia, and all the tragedies that they've seen in their lives, and challenges, pati na yung kay Mayora Menchie, I'm believing that God had allowed all of that for a purpose. And if you're one of those people who are passing through trials, tribulations, take heart. Ayan po, katulad si Chairman Abalos, marami siyang pinagdaan ng pagsubok, pati kasama ang pamilya niya, pero bandang huli, yung pala ay paghahanda para sa malaking responsibilidad na inatang ng Panginoon sa kanya. Okay, I gotta go. Last 1 minute. May God bless all of you. Please include us in your prayer, yung agenda po, and please share agenda with other people. And if you have topics, issues, let us know so we can address it. And para doon sa mga nanonood, I'm taking note of your letters, your suggestions. Medyo ano lang po kasi, medyo pahirapan dahil nga COVID. God bless all of you. Have a great day. And those of you who missed the show earlier, you can watch us at 5:30. Thank you very much.